Good morning, New York City, and welcome to Behind Enemy Lines, a retrospective of 3 fan bases. New episodes every Wednesday at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome back to Behind Enemy Lines, man. Oh my god, I hope you guys had such an awesome weekend. This was, in my opinion, what a great week, Brayden. Today we have Brayden. Josh couldn't make it. He is in the hospital giving away an ACL to a dear friend of his.
Oh, Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, he's giving one away to Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
Yeah, but man, I had such a great weekend, dude. Brayden, did you?
Look. The insult to injury on all of this. I know no one wants to hear about my fantasy team, but the insult to injury on all of this is let it be known that I led this league in scoring by 200 points on the season.
Yeah.
Then dropped the 5th most points all time in this week's game, but I played the team that dropped the 4th most points, and thanks to the Dallas Cowboys' incompetence and Dak Prescott's inability to throw a touchdown, and their conservative play to kick that field goal at the end of the game, I lost by 0.3 in the first round of the playoffs.
I was rooting for you, man. That was a tough one. I was at least rooting for one touchdown between Dak and CD.
It was a great weekend. So fun. This was awesome.
Listen, it arguably was worse for Josh, if I'm going to be completely honest, but I get how you feel.
Their season's not over, though. I mean, it feels over. They're not going to win the Super Bowl, but, like...
Listen, man. We'll see. We'll see when we get to there, but what I want to start off with is... We're going to start off with the blowout, with the Eagles and the Raiders, man. Eagles won 31-0. This was the second shutout that the Raiders have had this season. That offense, first off, I'm going to talk about the Eagles defense. The Raiders offense is terrible, but Brayden, what's the bigger story here? The Raiders getting no points or the Eagles blowing them out after a 3-game losing streak?
I mean, so it's a twofold question, right? Because, like, my bigger thing on it, what I would kind of sit there and go, like, I'm a little... The question I have about the Raiders, everyone knows what the Raiders are this year, right? Kenny Pickett, quarterback, everyone knows what they are.
Yeah.
Is Pete Carroll there next year?
No.
I mean, No? I mean, do you give up on the Pete Carroll experiment after only 1 year? Or do you try to get him a legitimate quarterback that can throw the football? You know, I mean, you see guys, right? Kirk Cousins had a phenomenal game. Before that game with Minnesota, I was hoping he would go back there in the offseason. Jacoby Brissett has looked competent, fine. You look at guys like Kyler Murray, who would be reclamation projects. You look at the diddler himself, Deshaun Watson, who is trying to get back on the football field. And
Tua, even.
And Tua, who's probably going to get benched, right? So it's like there are quarterbacks available. Are any of them better than Geno Smith? Probably at this point. A couple of them. You know, it's like a couple of them you have hope with. Kyler, right? You have, like, hope.
Well, Kyler.
Yeah, you have hope. I mean, heck, if they wanted to throw 50,000 first-round picks, they'd go get Joe Burrow, it seems like, right? It's like, so they're not going to. And honestly, that'd be a terrible situation for him. They have no weapons outside of Genty. You know, it's just one of those things where if Pete Carroll was a 38-year-old coach and he had, all right, let's even throw this. If Pete Carroll was Mike Vrabel, or if Pete Carroll was Sean McVay, obviously very two different coaches, but, like, younger.
Right.
I think, you give him another year. Pete Carroll's kind of in his Bruce Arians end of the line kind of vibe. And so, I don't know, man. Like, I think... I don't think you fire him after this year. I think they should and probably, like... Yeah, they probably should. But I don't think they will. I think he's too much of a, like, big deal
Yeah.
But that means they're going to give him one more year. Now, I don't see that team turning it around in just 1 year, barring some major changes in the offseason. So that's my thing. To answer your actual question that you asked, I do think this is a big game for the Eagles, but
Listen, we don't even need the but. That's all I needed to hear. Awesome. Thank you so much.
No, it's a big game for the Eagles, but you sit there and you go, your defense won it for you again. Jalen Hurts threw for under 200 yards again. He didn't need to throw, and this is why I say it's a big game for the Eagles, because once again, you kind of get back on that run of, okay, we know how we need to win games, which is not on the arm of Jalen Hurts. Yeah, he had a high completion percentage, but a lot of dump offs will do that to you. And then the thing that worries me is that, your entire running team also only averaged about 3 yards per carry. So
yeah, but
it's that kind of thing of the defense won the game for you. We go back to that stat that we had last week. The last time they had, more than 21 offensive points was week 4 against a winning team was week 4. And so you sit there. I'm interested. Obviously, they play the Bills, but then they play, the Shambles Commanders twice to end the season. So they may not have to. I think, obviously, based off of our vibe at the start of this, I think the Cowboys are dead, but I think it's gonna be a rude awakening once you get in the playoffs. I genuinely, this game doesn't change anything for me on the Eagles, except it just tells me that, okay, the sky's not completely falling, but it might have already fallen, and it's just y'all are just a team at this point.
Yeah. About Pete Carroll, the first thing that I kind of want to talk about with him, I do not see how he could keep his job. A coach who has his team have 0 points in 2 different games, and one of those games was against a Chiefs team that we now know is a bad team. You cannot. I don't see how. If the Jets were to get rid of Aaron Glenn, I do not see how Pete Carroll keeps his job. It makes no sense. And I'm not comparing the two at all, because Pete Carroll obviously had his Super Bowl. He's been to 2. He was on the Seahawks and was great. But this isn't working. It's really not. And I'm not even going to put the blame on the quarterbacks, because that O-line is so bad. And we could be like, oh, let's see how it looks when he has an O-line and stuff like that. But again, 2 shutouts is bad. And one of them against a team who has a terrible defense.
Who takes his spot, though? Because that's my thing. I don't know who does a better job. And granted, he's done a terrible job.
Yeah.
But I don't know a single coaching prospect out there.
Zach Taylor.
Yeah, Zach Taylor. Right? It's like
Matt Eberflus.
Exactly, right? I don't know who takes that job and actually turns it around. So that's why I said I don't know if they fire him. It'd be more of if he just left. That's what I think will actually happen. Will be a mutual parting if it happens.
Probably. Maybe he just came back to kind of see what it was. See what it was like.
They have some hope, right? I guess I said they don't have a weapon outside of Genty. They have Brock Bowers, the best tight end.
Yeah, Bowers
in the
is
league,
great.
Supposedly. He's great. And so it's they have some weapons on that offense. It's just, and they have Crosby on the defense, right? Their rush defense is actually pretty good. So granted, I talked about your rushing team. The only thing they can really do right is their rush defense.
Raiders fans are calling it the worst team they've ever seen. And that's just heartbreaking.
And they saw Jamarcus Russell back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just where I sit there and I go, I don't think, unless it's a mutual party, I don't think you can fire him. Because I don't think there's anybody that's on the market. There is no, coordinator that I look at and I go, wow, you're going to be this year's Ben Johnson, right? There is no guy that I sit there, unless they sit there and the Saints part with Kellen Moore, and Kellen Moore, again, right? Young guy, right?
Brian Dable.
Sure, right?
I could see that genuinely, because here's the thing. I understand that we don't know who will take his place, But to me, if I'm the owner of this organization, I'm like, I can't stand for this, at least. At the least, there needs to be some sort of change at that position, because this is the lowest of the low that it's been for my franchise that anybody can remember.
It just sounds like, I mean, at this point, I'd hire a guy. He's not going to leave college, but I'd hire a guy like Matt Rule just to like coach for 2 years and be terrible and then get a new guy.
Well, yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, they had Chip Kelly as the offensive coordinator, and they fired him, and it turns out he wasn't the problem. And when Chip Kelly's not the problem, something's wrong. Because Chip Kelly's always the problem.
Yeah, he's always the problem.
And it seems like he's not. So
I don't know. Like, yeah, there's so many things. Honestly, like, to tell you the truth, this is what I think they should do. Obviously, I think I was joking with my one of my friends that Deshaun Watson is a born and bred Raider because
he really is.
He's disgusting. But with the Browns floundering, and we'll get to Shador later today. I'm actually very excited to talk about him.
Yeah,
but with the Browns floundering, they can't hold a quarterback. And with Shador looking about as up and down as, Mitch Trubisky back in the day, right? Where it's like he has a great game, or Blake Bortles, right? Has a great game, and then all of a sudden just gets turned to just bone dust. I would sit there if the Browns are legitimately looking at either trading for or acquiring a quarterback in the offseason. If they sit there and say Shador's not the answer, especially I don't think they stick with Stefanski. Maybe that's the answer in Vegas, but because I do think he's a great coach. I don't think they stick with Stefanski, but if they decided to move off Shador, him on the Raiders, I actually think would be a good fit. Now I know he doesn't want to go
That's
there
fair.
at all.
That's
like
fair.
He was very vocal about that in the draft process. He
didn't want to go to the Raiders? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, every time they passed up on him, he tweeted out, "Thank God."
Well, now he probably would. Now he'd be like, please give me a chance.
Well, and that's kind of where I sit there. Is like, I think that storyline fits the NFL perfectly, right? A quarterback going to a place that he initially didn't want to go, and now it'd be like, I've grown, and all that. That storyline works.
Yeah, and he probably has grown, to be fair. Like, you're faced with adversity, you start becoming a different person.
Yeah, and so I sit there and I go, I feel like he would be a great gap year quarterback. Him, but if the Browns end up wanting to stick with him, then like a guy like Davis Mills, or like somebody that would be like a stopgap guy.
Yeah, a bridge
for 1 year,
like to get you.
Yeah,
Dak,
good old,
like one of them.
Good old. I'm not responding to that.
Jordan
or
Love.
even a guy like Joe Milton, or what's the guy? Oh, why am I blanking on his name? The guy in Seattle, not Sam Darnold.
Drew Lock.
No, also not him. The guy they drafted this year, Alabama.
Oh,
Milroe.
Milroe.
Yeah, Jalen Milroe. Or even a guy like him. I sit there and I go, somebody that you can just see what you have at quarterback.
Yeah.
And I feel like next year's just a lost year, right? Like, I feel like you sit there and you keep Pete Carroll for 1 more year. Throw in a young quarterback. See if he can at least, because Pete Carroll retires a year later, what can you get out of it?
Nothing.
Good at maturing the quarterback and getting the most out of guys.
Well, yeah, maybe for Shador he would be, because it seems like Stefanski, man,
he just doesn't believe in him.
He doesn't believe in him, and he treats him terribly. And I'm sorry, you can't be a coach and do that. And again, I think there's a lot of reasons why. We'll get to it again. I think Stefanski does that on purpose because he knows that if Shador's good, it's going to make him look terrible. But either way, I agree with you for some of that. I do think Pete Carroll does kind of need to go. But going to the Eagles now. My Eagles finally breaking that losing streak in probably the way that they needed to ever. We said last week that in order for me to kind of feel like I needed to celebrate was a blowout. And it was a shutout. And this was probably the best chance. It would have been a higher score. There was a drop touchdown by Dallas Goedert. But that honestly has kind of been the theme for the whole season at this point.
Still your best receiver.
He is. Right now he's definitely playing like it. But yeah, I disagree that the defense had to win this game. There's a lot of I disagree that the defense had to win this game here. I think that this was, for the first time this season, I will say for the second time this season, the offense and defense worked together to win a game and put a game together.
What about that offense inspired you?
I thought that Hurts played a very clean game. He finally ran, finally used his legs. They let him use his legs. Picked up, he looked a little scary at the end there. Thought that something went pretty wrong. But he used his legs. He made the plays that were asked of him. He was hitting his targets. There was a lot of communication on the field with the guys. It felt like it was coming together. Again, though, but the thing that did bother me was the Goddard drop touchdown, because that's kind of what it's been all season. We've been blaming the OC a lot. I think that the OC deserves some blame, but Goddard dropping that touchdown is just a showing of the players failing to execute on very easy plays. And, the thing that makes me confident about this one is that we're not in some sort of slide, is that back in 2023, when we were on a slide, our version of this game was the Cardinals coming up. The Cardinals were the worst team. Nobody could beat them. And we blew them out in the first half, and then out of nowhere, they came back and they beat us. And the Eagles beating this team 31-0 shows me that they're not in a slide. They can get it together. And I'm not going to be overly confident. I'm not going to be like, oh, we are back, we're going. But to me, this is a good sign. And this is a positive that this team still has it. And this team still has what it takes to really clean stuff up and get it going. Because it looked like the offense ran with one fault, which was the dropped touchdown. That was it. Everything else seemed to work in tandem.
I'm not saying that you need to throw, 40 times a game. I just think when you have only 15 attempts on a day, and 39 rush attempts between your two running backs, right? So not counting him, but your two running backs, 39 attempts. That's more than double, way more than double on your rushing attempts to passing. My thing is, when you play an actual competent team, a team that wouldn't get blown out by the Ohio State Buckeyes, right? By a college team. Let's be honest. I feel like if you put the Raiders and the Buckeyes on a field,
they're like a completely they're not even NFL right now.
Yeah, they're a G League NBA team at this point, right?
Yeah, the Titans put up better fights than they do.
And so my thing is, when you play an actual football team, my worry is that again, I'm not saying, I don't even know how this game could be better for you. So I see your point, right?
Yeah, it was the fastest game of the season, too.
Yeah,
it was 3 hours.
And that's where I sit there. I see your point. But on the other end of that, I say, I almost would have, because what has the issue been? It's been your passing game, right? Mm-hmm. It's been this, okay, if we rely on Jalen Hurts, what do we have? And so I think it's a get-right game in the way that, sure, you've basically gone back to your roots. You know that if you run the ball, you're going to win. Mm-hmm. However, I wish that they would have tried to air it out 25 times when it's in a comfortable enough lead, just so they could see and kind of get Jalen and his receivers comfortable. I get winning the game, but when you have that comfortable of a lead, I almost want to just experiment and fix the offense.
Well, we also another thing that I want to add, the reason why they didn't throw the ball that much as well is because by the fourth quarter, our starters were out of the game. Jalen played 3 quarters. He was done by the fourth, and so that's why the stats aren't great there, because by the third, it was done. But
I know, but just you see where I sit there and I go I'm worried. I'm worried about. I don't think
not, because this is what we did last year. We won games by throwing it 15 times, and if Jalen is cool being I don't want to throw it that much, cool, and we win, I don't care. Keep doing it. At the end of the day, it's about winning, and what we did here was we won handily without. And another thing I'll say, there's only been 2 games where a quarterback has had a perfect passer rating. And both of those games, it was Jalen Hurts. So I understand that the passing game, sure, it's bad. It's bad. The passing game was bad for a little bit. It wasn't bad for the entire season. He's had a few bad stretches, but again, we won those games. And so if Jalen is cool being like, yeah, no, I'll run it, I'll give it to Saquon, I'll make every play that's asked of me, I'll throw my touchdowns, I'll do my thing, cool. Do that. I'm cool with that. We'll win. We could hopefully get to the Super Bowl again, win another one. That's fine. He'll get his Super Bowl MVP because we know when it comes to the Super Bowl, he turns it on.
I just think, like, when you face a team like the LA Rams with the high-octane offense, or even now that they've kind of figured it out, the Detroit Lions, I think you're going to get dogged.
We did that, though, against the Lions.
Well, that's why I said now.
It was like, what, 5 weeks ago?
Yeah. But when I sit there and I go, like, they've started to figure their stuff out.
They just lost.
Well, yeah, but in, like, a crazy offensive
And
game.
we beat the Rams airing it out, yeah. But, like we know that Jalen could air it out. We've seen him air it out. He beat the Rams doing that. The first week against the Cowboys, no, he didn't. But to be fair, neither quarterback really aired it out that game. This is how we beat the Vikings. It's how we beat the Giants the first time. He doesn't need to air it out all the time. But when he does need to air it out, he could still win the game.
Yeah, I say, he aired it out. It was also week 3 against the Rams. Like, this is a different Eagles team. It's a different Rams team, too.
I mean, the Rams were still good that game. They went up, 31-3 against us? Or 31-7? Like, they're still a good team. They were a good team then. And I guess, it is just the Raiders. But when you have such a... we're forgetting he had such a deplorable game against the Chargers.
Yeah.
To the point that
it's a decent bounce back, but
it's like Peyton Manning's 6 interception game. He bounced back in a way that was like, this was what he needed to do. And I think the reason why they did that is because the Eagles have been getting very cocky with how they're playing football. It hasn't been what they did last year, which was like, we're going to run, and then our quarterback doesn't care, our wide receivers don't care, we'll do that. And now it seems like since we've lost those 3 games, the wide receivers who were talking a lot are kind of like, okay, maybe what we were doing before was a better idea.
Yeah.
And it's working better. AJ still gets his touchdown. He doesn't care. Devontae Smith just wants to win. Dallas Goedert's been having a historic year for him. His best touchdown year of the season. And, I think that this just was a big positive win. Do I think we're fully back? No, we have to play a good team to really... If we beat the Bills, Eagles are scary. They're contenders. They're going to probably go on a run, and you got to be nervous. But, this was a very, very big win. And I think it's a good sign for the offense. It's a really good sign for the defense to shut a team out. But the defense has been great all year. I think this was a big win. I think that the Eagles can turn it around. Again, it's the Raiders. The Chiefs had the exact same score, and we saw how their season just ended. So it's not something to be like, oh, this is very exciting. But it's a good bounce back after a terrible, terrible showing from the quarterback and a loss. So,
yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you, I think, again, and where I sit, against a real team, I'm interested to see what happens. Mm-hmm. But, again, Cowboys did the same thing against the Raiders, and I was riding high. So
that's true. That is true.
Yeah,
but again, your offense didn't slow down at other teams, is what I'm saying. It felt like your offense only got better after that Raiders game.
Yeah, but our defense was so good in that Raiders game. Every defense is good against the Raiders, apparently.
Well, yeah, your offense, though, that was the game that everyone thought was turning the tide for the Cowboys. And to be fair, for 2 games, it fully turned the tide. You guys were shooting out of... Even on the Lions game, your offense wasn't the issue. Your offense was still really good, and the offense before that was not as good. You guys were getting blown out. So, I don't know. Maybe the Raiders are the team that just turns it around for people for 2 games, which would suck, because then we go into the playoffs and lose. Anyway, let's move on over to the Chiefs. Eliminated. Out. Dunzo. Possibly the last Mahomes to Kelsey connection we will ever see in our lives. Are the Chiefs' hopes for next year in jeopardy?
Well, okay, so let's start with what you just brought up. I do think Kelsey retires in the offseason. That's probably going to happen.
Wow.
I think he's done. I think his mind is elsewhere. I do also think, though, that in Phillip Rivers, Rob Gronkowski fashion, he comes back. So I think it won't be at the beginning of the season.
BG. Yeah.
It'll be when there is Chiefs are 10-4 in a season that they're looking like they might actually run the table. All of a sudden, yeah, he comes back. I do think that this is not the end that we've seen of that connection. I do think that he'll probably step away at the end of the year. At least
That's
for like
fair.
half a year, right? And we're seeing this more and more often with players. Like you said, Brandon Graham, right? It's like we're seeing this with guys that are coming back midway through the season for lack. Like, I don't know if it's because they know they can stay healthy, or if it's more of they get the itch, right?
Yeah.
My dad just retired a couple of months ago. Yeah, I think he's going back to work. Well, he already has been working on like his consulting stuff. Like, he went back after like about a month because he was like, I got the itch. Like, it's one of those things of like, he went from, now granted he's not in an office every day, but it's that kind of thing of now he's still working as much or more than he did before.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's just one of those things of I'm interested to see. I don't think it's the end there. For the Chiefs, though, like most NFL teams, the Chiefs are over-reliant on their quarterback. Like
Agreed.
most teams.
Fully agreed.
And genuinely, again, I say this as a Cowboys fan, we saw what happened when Dak got hurt last year, right? Most teams are over-reliant on their quarterback. We'll talk about my tiers today later, but I actually kind of talked about this on the tiers. So I think the dynasty is still in play. However, I feel like it kind of goes back to our conversation we had a couple weeks ago, where I sit there and I go, the Chiefs are this generation's Patriots in the way that, like, the Patriots Tom Brady had, like, an era of, like, 5 years where everyone was like, well, he's never winning a Super Bowl again. He can hang it up, right?
Yeah.
Now, granted, Pat's younger than he was at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to really depend on how this injury looks. If he's out for, if he's able to
They said
return.
there's no, like, excessive nerve damage, which means he could be back as early as, like, week 2 of next year.
Yeah, and if he does that, that's great. What I will say, and what I'm worried about, you're the Chiefs. You're looking at the end of the season. Patrick Mahomes is healthy, but you know that you're about to get eliminated. You sit there going, we have this Super Bowl caliber quarterback. We have a team that is built to win now. We have a Hall of Fame coach. Like, we have these guys. We have this team that, let's get back. Let's get right. Okay, This offseason, we're retooling. Do what the Rams did. Like, say, nah, screw it. Like, we don't need the picks. Let's go. Let's retool. Let's get back next year. Now your quarterback's out in the entire offseason. Should be back, hopefully by early next year. The question is, I don't know if the Chiefs are going to retool now. Or if the Chiefs are going to sit there and say, hey, next year's a lost year. We'll be back in 2 years. Let's go ahead and give next year just basically this mulligan on it already. If we do well, that's great. But if not, no one expects us to be great anyway. So why would we put a ton of money into this year? I think that's a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's exactly what the 49ers and the Rams have done in years past.
Yeah.
And we've seen how that works, right? Rams win their Super Bowl, and then they mess around in the playoffs here and there, but they kind of start to get older and age out and fall off, and then all of a sudden, bam, right? They've made the right picks, they've made the right moves. Same with the 49ers, right? 49ers are more of their aggressive dips, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like a really, really great run, and then they're like 4-13. And then a really great run, right? They were roller coaster a little bit more.
Well, the Chiefs also could benefit from an easy schedule next year.
And that's where I sit there and I go, I think it would be a mistake to not retool this year. I think you need to play under the assumption that Patrick Mahomes is back. And if he's not, go get a guy like
Gardner could win you a few games.
Right, so that's this is his tryout for the rest of the season, which kind of sucks for him. I feel for him because he's kind of thrown into there, but he could, right?
Yeah.
Or even like go get Joe Flacco, right?
Or that would be awesome. Phil Rivers.
Go get Joe Flacco. Go get a guy that can like be a leader in that locker room, and then also win you some games. Jameis Winston. Like,
that would be awesome. I would love to see that.
Yeah, Jameis Winston, Andy
so
Reid in the same locker room. Like that, to me, don't let your team become the Seattle Seahawks. Where they had this Super Bowl run. You're like, oh, this is going to be a dynasty. This is going to be great. And then they just kind of didn't. Carolina Panthers, Cam Newton, right? It's just like Cam gets hurt, and then they just don't ever retool.
Yep.
I think
that's
if you're going
in Philly after 2017.
Yeah, right? Like Carson Wentz gets hurt, he comes back, but the team itself didn't like reapply. And so and they started to fall apart. Yep. Right? And so it's that kind of thing of so is the dynasty over? No. I think that they need to fiddle around and they can't give up. If they give up, if they don't do anything this offseason, they use this injury as an excuse, you're looking at a 5-year stretch, in my opinion. I think it's going to be a lot harder to get back to where they were.
I agree. I think the whole dynasty thing, for me, it's really hard because, a lot of the core pieces from that dynasty, do we know if they're even coming back? Like Chris Jones, I'm sure Chris Jones has maybe 2 years left in him. But Andy Reid, I've seen some crazy stuff of people being like, Reid needs to be fired after this year because of how he's been calling it. And I'm like, are you guys insane? That is the craziest thing. And now I probably know how people feel when Eagles fans say that they want Sirianni fired. But it's like, are you guys dumb? This guy's gotten you 3 Super Bowls. He's been to 5. He's been to 6. He went to 1 in Philly. And I'm just like, he had his coaching this year, not great. And I think everybody could agree. The offense looked pretty stale. But, and I'm going to say something a little controversial here. When Minshew went on yesterday, before he threw a pick, those 2 passes, guys were open. And it starts to make me wonder if Mahomes stops trusting his guys. To the point that
blame him?
I can't at all.
They have bricks for hands. Like again, they're all giving the Kadarius Toney treatment. Yeah,
and it's like I think what Mahomes started doing this year, and the Chiefs did become over-reliant on it, was his scrambling was not just a way for him to get out and make a play. It became essential to his game. He had to scramble for first downs because he couldn't trust his guys. And I get that you can't, but Minshew was trusting his guys, and he was making these plays until the pick. And, it makes me... And I think that the season was a wash before Mahomes got hurt. I don't think the Chiefs were going to win this Chargers game. Even if they did, they had a lot of stuff that needed to go their way to even have a shot. But, yeah, as you were saying, for over-reliance on Mahomes, they really relied on him. And a lot of teams do have over-reliance on their quarterbacks, and for the Chiefs, it's worked. They're the only team it's really worked for. But it was bad this year. They have some sort of thing against running backs that I don't understand.
When you draft CEH in the first round and he doesn't work out, I understand that.
Right? I get that, but you can't just give up like that. You know what I'm saying? Go for Breece Hall. What are you doing?
So that's where I sit there and you were talking about that, relying on his rushing. My worry now is that he's going to be a statue. Torn ACL, right? Dak Prescott used to be a rushing quarterback, if you remember way back in the day before he got hurt, right? So it's like that Patrick Mahomes might be as well as gone.
Maybe, but again, it feels like for Mahomes that won't happen. Like I think for Dak, it makes more sense because his like. Didn't he broke his entire ankle?
It
one
was
way,
like, yeah,
and
there
it
was
was
some
like
nerve damage.
Mahomes was more non-contact, right?
Yeah.
And Dak was like, he got hit, and that shit was snapped. Like, oop, but it was snapped.
Yeah.
And like, I get why Dak doesn't run anymore, because first off, if I was a quarterback, I'm standing in that pocket. You will not catching. If I see somebody running at me, I will drop the ball. I'm throwing it. I don't want to get hit.
But Mahomes' leg was already banged up before.
Yeah, he's had
that ACL
people.
tear. And so that's where I sit there and I go, for his sake, for the team's sake, they might ask him to kind of Tom Brady it, be a statue a little bit more. And honestly, like, that's kind of what he was doing this last couple of years before this year. This year he became a scrambling quarterback again.
Yeah.
His rushing numbers were down the last couple of years. He wasn't doing it as much.
Well, he also his last couple of years he didn't have good numbers because I think as a pocket passer, Mahomes isn't.
Oh yeah, he's your typical improviser. He's
if
great.
he stands in the pocket, he doesn't have a great game, and we saw that in 2 Super Bowls. That if you force him to stay there and he can't run and do his Mahomes magic, which he's so good at doing, he's average. And it's crazy to say that someone of his caliber could be average, but that's honestly a lot of quarterbacks. And that's nothing to be upset about because the quarterback game is so much more nowadays than just standing there and tossing it. Honestly, you're at a disadvantage now if you're a pocket passer because of how the game's changed. But yeah,
well,
I mean, to your point, it's going to be very interesting to see how he's able to come back from this and to see what type of player he's going to be now when he comes back because they got to do something. I think that Brett Veach has a lot that he has to do. First off, the O-line, you need to invest in it. You need to protect him because we are seeing him now. Without an O-line, he can't do anything because how are you going to? And now he's hurt. So what you have to do, get some O-line, get a running back. You need to invest in a running back. I don't care who it is. Kareem Hunt is great for 2 yards. Pacheco hasn't worked out. He was a great Cinderella story for a year. But you got to get someone like Breece Hall. Go for Breece Hall. What do you have to lose?
What I worry with them is that they're going to, because I like Pacheco, but like similar, he feels like the typical Javonte Williams, right?
Yeah.
Has an injury, doesn't come back the same, right?
And that's what's he really suffered from the injury badly.
Yeah. Well, my worry about the Chiefs is that they'll try to band-aid it and go get a Javonte Williams, which he's great
for a year.
He's not elite.
No.
You know, it's like he's great for that team. I love Javonte Williams as a Cowboys fan, but I don't think that he does those numbers. You know, maybe that's the Cowboys fan makes. We saw Rico Dowdle go crazy, but it's like, or it feels like they're gonna go get like a Rico Dowdle, like just a guy.
Yeah, and they'll be great until something happens and they get hurt.
So here's a game I'll play with you real quick. We're talking about MVP quarterbacks. Yeah, MVP quarterbacks. List this year specifically. This year, list me some guys in the MVP talks at quarterback. Go ahead and give me just one at a time. Matthew Stafford, okay. Kyron Williams. Okay,
Drake May.
Drake May. Travion Henderson.
Good running back. Who else is in the MVP? Josh Allen.
James Cook. Right?
Wow.
Like that's kind of where I sit there and I go, look, in this day and age, in this NFL, even if you are a pocket quarterback, a pocket passer, you still benefit so much by having a running back you can rely on.
Yep.
A running game, because you do that play action. Even Dak Prescott, right? You have Javonte Williams this year.
Yeah, and he's been playing really good.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, last year, I think this is a thing for like, even Hurts. He's had a 1,000-yard rusher every year, and he puts up good numbers because you got a run game. You need a run game to succeed in the NFL. If you don't have one, and we're seeing it now with the Eagles, and we saw it with the Chiefs just now. If you don't have a good run game, you're struggling.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Right? Chicago. Yeah. Detroit, right? Like, you look there. There are no more teams that we talk about, like the value of quarterbacks. And
even the Packers too. Like Jacobs.
Yeah. Jacobs he's slowing down, but he still knows how to, like. I mean, I say that he had a phenomenal game this week. Like, he was great. Lost the guy. But yeah, it's like you have these running backs, you need a quarterback. You need to rely on them, obviously. But
Yeah.
the over-reliance is what will get you in
Jonathan
trouble.
Taylor, Daniel Jones. Wow.
Right? Like, it's one of those things of, you look at these quarterbacks. I mean, I think of teams that don't really have a run game, right? Because even like Trevor Lawrence this week had a great game, and ETN went crazy.
Oh,
He didn't
yeah.
go crazy on the ground, but he went crazy in the air.
Yeah.
But you look at teams that don't really have a run game this year. I love Genty, not really doing much with the Raiders.
Yeah, but
Right.
again, that O-line, it is like they need teams who are successful have a good run game. Teams who aren't successful have a bad run game.
Commanders
That's just how it is.
this
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
like Bill's
Bad.
not doing anything. You see the difference on the Giants when Scadaboo was there and when Scadaboo's not.
Yep. Completely transfer. The 49ers now, McCaffrey's doing stuff again. You got a
Yep.
good team.
But you saw last year.
Last
he's
year,
falling
bad.
off,
That's probably,
right?
Yeah. It all comes down to like they need a running back.
Yeah,
And
and,
they
he
need
doesn't
to-
have to be, again, to your Jacobs point, he doesn't have to be this, like,
Mm-mm.
I'm going to go score a touchdown every play. But to have the ability to do a legitimate play action,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's extremely important. And so, yeah, I think you're on the nose. I think that's what the Chiefs need to invest in. I think they need to get an O-line, but also invest in a guy that genuinely scares you, to the point that, like, you don't need to go draft a wide receiver in the first round.
Yeah, I agree. They have their wide receivers. Stick with Rice and Worthy. You're good. Just get a running back.
Maybe send the Jets a first round pick this year. Send them a first round pick. Go get Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson's gonna cost more. They just paid him.
I know.
They just
But,
paid him.
like-
That'd be so fun though. That'd be a fun team.
throw them Worthy and
No, what?
look,
Worthy's
Worthy.
really good. He hasn't played well this year, but I mean, in the Super Bowl, he was great.
Yeah, he's kind of a gadget guy. If you can go get Garrett Wilson, I love Worthy as a Texas guy.
Yeah,
But like, if you can go get Garrett Wilson, man, go do it.
yeah. I guess
Especially
that.
with Pat, and then or go trade fine. You can go get like Breece Hall for like a third, and then go trade like a fifth for Tyreek Hill.
Honestly, that would be cool. But Tyreek is gonna have. I
I
don't
just
even know.
think
if
you
he's
need a
gonna
guy
be-
with hands. Like
Yeah,
I haven't
that's fair.
seen it this year.
No
Everyone
brick.
keeps telling me that these guys are great, and I love Worthy, dude. He's electric, but like none of the guys, even Rashi, just can't catch the ball.
Yeah, they've been struggling. Rashee Rice has been one that's surprisingly struggling. But yeah, that's the Chiefs. Moving down here, our Packers guy is gone, but that makes it even easier for us. Packers at Broncos. Brayden, I know you are so happy about this game.
When I was a young boy.
Play the funeral music, man. And that was listen. We hate injuries. The Micah injury sucks.
Mhm.
And we just want to say that we're making jokes just because we like making fun of Josh. But the Micah injury sucks, and we wish him a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
He's a dog. I mean, he always has been
Good
a dog.
guy.
Good guy too. Runs a really cool podcast. Not as
Yeah.
cool as ours. But
I mean, we're doing the collab next week, right?
yeah, next week we have Micah
Yeah.
on the show talking about it, talking about how he wants to come to Philly.
What? Oh,
Yeah, what?
I don't care anymore.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I want to ask you, not without the Micah injury. Actually, no, because this doesn't make any sense without the Micah injury.
No, it doesn't.
What did the Packers show you?
So, a couple of things. First of all, I think, you asked the question, how much is that Parsons injury going to actually affect the team?
Oh yeah, that too. How much is that injury going to affect them?
It's going to be huge, right?
Yeah.
But where I sit there is I'm like, I will say it's going to give every Packers fan, so Josh will dog me on this when he listens back to this. He's going to give every Packers fan an excuse to be like, oh man, like, that trade would have been, like, we would have won the Super Bowl if Parsons didn't get hurt. So, like, we're about to hear that for the next 2 years. Get ready. Like, we're now going to be living in the hypothetical world,
Right.
and there's nothing
Packers
we
are
can do
going to
about
be
it.
hypothetical fans now.
Yeah, right.
They
It's
probably
like
will
we're
be.
gonna be living in the NFL, man. All about the ifs. But like, quite literally, I don't know, man. Like, injuries suck, dude. So I'll start on that, right? Injuries suck. Whoever turned
Terrible.
the injury sliders up this year in Madden really needs to
Just
get
for this
fired.
week, even, it's like,
Yeah,
my
just
God.
it's brutal, dude. But like, what I will say, I'm gonna give. I feel like this is a trend. Every time a team gets like blown up and like it falls apart, I then turn around and I'm like, well, you know what? Actually, like, I'll give them some credit. I will give the Packers some credit. Mid-game, second and third quarter, Love looked phenomenal. Like, he actually was making good throws.
Second and third quarter?
Like middle of the game, yeah. Middle of the game, Jordan Love.
Second
looked
quarter,
good.
I will say, yeah, he looked great.
Like, here's, again, that's what I'll say. He looked good. He was making some really nice throws, really great decisions, and then he couldn't finish the game, right?
Yep.
We had the government-mandated interception.
2 of them.
Yeah, the Jordan Love always has to throw at least one pick, and it's they went toe to toe with another contender. That's great, good for them. It was a lot closer than the score kind of gives it at the end there. Like, again,
I guess I was listening to the game because I was at work for a lot of
Yeah.
it, but even
it felt a lot closer as I was watching. Like,
really, I was listening and I was like, man, this does not sound close. I was like, the Broncos kind of feel like they're just playing with their food right now.
I mean, they were, but like at the same time, it felt like the Packers were kind of in it, right?
Mhm.
I sat there at least, and there was always a world where they kind of came back.
Yeah.
Like, so what I'll say, until that Parsons injury is kind of where I'll go for that. Until that Parsons
And
injury.
Watson too, because he also
Yeah,
was
I mean,
a
the
big part.
Watson one was bad. In the inverse of Jalen Hurts, you look at Jordan Love, 26 for 40, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Didn't have over 300 yards. He had 275, but when you throw 40 times. So, again, it's the inverse of Jalen Hurts, right? It's like, I'm sitting there going, oh, man, your quarterback can't throw for over 200 yards, but you win the game. Like, when you're not reliant on him. On the other end, when you're reliant on a guy and you can't win the game, it speaks volumes as well.
It's a bigger story, yeah.
I just feel like the Packers can't come back from this morale hit.
I agree with you, and I think it's upsetting for a lot of Packers fans. And I think it's not just a morale hit with this game, but I think this is a morale hit in the organization.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about at the beginning of the season, this blockbuster trade, 2 first-round picks from Micah Parsons, and then extending him was a Super Bowl trade.
You at least have to
or
make
bust.
the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had to. And for something this devastating of an injury to happen after you invest so much into this guy is heartbreaking, and heartbreaking for Micah too. Like, this sucks for him, and it really sucks for the Packers. The players in that locker room are probably like, oh my God, the next 2 years are going to be, if this doesn't work out, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Like, this looks bad. This is, I know that the episode last week was titled Rock Bottom. I had it pretty good. The Eagles did not have it this bad. If this is bad, like, this really stinks.
We've gone from we've reached bedrock. We're in Minecraft.
Yeah.
You can't mine any deeper, bro. This is bad.
It's
We're about to go into the
really,
nether. Like,
well,
this
now
is
it's
bad.
like the difference is, like, here's what I want to say the difference is between, like, the Eagles and the Packers here, because I do think they are a very similar team. Strong defenses with subpar offenses. And the thing is that now your defense is not going to be very strong.
I mean, it wasn't
He was
really
your
that strong
best-
this game. Bo Nix
Yeah.
threw 4 touchdowns. See,
302 yards. And also, it's like, this...
Bo freaking Nix.
Bo is actually kind of good. He has a lot of Bo overthrows, but he's been playing really well these past few weeks. But it's like, Micah has been your best player on the field, and I didn't think he was going to be. But he has, bar none, been the best player on the field for the Packers, and you just lost him. This is like last year if we lost Saquon. It would have destroyed any momentum we would have had going into the Super Bowl because your morale is shot. And it happened at the worst time. This didn't happen in week 3. It didn't happen even in week 7 where it was halfway through and you could maybe change something up. This happened now at a time where it really couldn't have. And the Packers, I just feel for them because this happens almost every year. Last year, going into the playoffs, they lost every receiver starting. And it sucked. And this year, it's looking like you're going to lose your best player. And Watson, thankfully, seems like he's okay. Yeah. But, I mean, can you rely on Jordan Love in the offense to do something when the defense can't produce? And you still have McKinney back there, but you also got these corners who I think the corners' flaws were masked up by such a strong D-line and Micah Parsons, who made it so the quarterback barely had any time to throw. Now the quarterback's going to have time.
Yeah. I mean, the Broncos went 4 for 4 in the red zone, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and granted, you know, it's like, and the Broncos went 4 for 4. The Packers only scored 1 touchdown in 4 red zone trips.
Yeah.
So the defense couldn't stop. But I will say, I think they need to investigate to see how many Toyota cards were sold in that first half of the game if they sold out. Because, dude, I mean, like, this is where I sit there and we talk about, like, yeah, the personnel is an issue. I think the morale is a big thing, right? They are the momentum. We always bring back momentum. Yeah. Always bring back momentum. Yep. And you're right. It's like they scored on their first 5 drives. Like the Packers lost the game where they scored on their first 5 drives. Then in their last 6, got 1 field goal, got 2 picks, 2 turnover on downs, and a punt. Like that's where like they had a what was it? It was like 23.
Well, I'm gonna
23 to 14 lead.
I'm gonna play
in the
some
third
if
quarter.
ball because I do think if Micah finishes this game, they win.
I think it was already lost. I think it was already lost.
I really think they do. I thought because Micah got hurt and they drove down the field, and it's like his injury killed morale. You saw Matt LaFleur post-game show; he's shaking. Like, and as a head coach, you know you can't really show that. But I mean, the Packers got some issues because now they have the Bears, and then they have a Ravens team who just shut out an opponent. And then they have the Vikings, and I hate to say it, without Micah Parsons, this Packers defense, you know who they remind me of?
Don't say it.
You know who they remind me of?
The Philadelphia Eagles, right?
No. The Dallas Cowboys a little bit.
Oh, gosh.
Because I think that they let the Cowboys put up 40 on them. And that was in the beginning. I'm looking at their scores right now. Their wins have been close, man. For a team whose defense was supposed to be the top, their wins have been close. And they lost what seemed to be the one guy that made it so they won all those games. Because it came down to, Micah Parsons' sack at the very end. And now they're not going to have a Micah Parsons sack at the very end. At least until probably next December. Like, it's a bad injury for a 2 first-round pick. This is the worst it could have been. And I'm trying not to be as doomer as I should be, but it's really hard to kind of see any success coming from this because, like, I mean, nothing about the Packers have impressed me except for him. Like, I look back at all their games, and I just cannot see anything that's impressed me. Love hasn't. The offense hasn't, and we're all waiting for Love to do it. And I'm sorry, Josh, I know you're not here. I would have said this if you were. But it's like you guys go in as the 7th seed again into the playoffs. What are the players going to think? Is this going to be our norm for the future? 7th seed first round exit? It's 3 years in a row. And at this point, it's kind of looking like you guys will be. I don't know. Maybe you collapse and the Cowboys take that wild card spot. Who knows? But it's...
Don't give me hope. Actually, I think we're officially eliminated from the wild card. I think it's only...
Are you really?
No. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, you guys are done. So it's like... I'm just like... I feel for the Packers fans because this really is tough. And, you know, you had such a promising season going into it, and it just all fell apart this week.
I will say on the other side of that, it's hard to stay skeptical on the Broncos, man. They're just finding a way to win.
Dude,
They're finding a way.
I genuinely think they can make the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, it's turning into that,
I'd
like...
hate to see Sean Payton win one. I'd hate to see him get another.
Well, it kind of feels like the Eagles a little bit last year, where I'm just like, each time I watch them, I'm like, you're just finding that way. Like, you're not losing. Like, you're snatching victory from the jaws of defeat each time. Even in close games, right? Like, but they're making these games that also should be close, not close. That defense really knows how to turn it on. And so, I still sit there and think this has to be the Bills' year, right? With
it has to be.
No experience in the AFC kind of coming through. Maybe Baltimore squeezes in. Pittsburgh plays awful football.
I think Pittsburgh. I think that Pittsburgh could make a little run, but
Oh man,
that would be
oh,
cool.
it'd be nasty.
See a vintage Rodgers Rivers AFC Championship game.
I'm so excited. Honestly, I'm so here for it. Yeah,
I'm really happy that Rivers is going to be the starter for like the future here.
He looked
hyped.
decent.
He looked
dude.
good, and he
Like,
was talking smack on the sidelines to like the opposing team's offense.
people forget how
great.
people. I've been watching clips of people like kind of dogging him for like he kind of got hit, like barely grazed, and he like fell down, and like it's like
He's
stuff like
flopping.
that. First of all,
Flop.
he was on the couch the week before, but second, that is the toughest defense in the league. Seahawks are the best defense in the league. They're better than the Texans. Like that defense is insane, and they had them down to a field goal. In fact, actually, they never. Granted, that's on the Colts defense, but like the Seahawks never scored a touchdown in that game, and so
Rivers did.
And Rivers did, right? So at the end of the day, I know they're not on the docket today, but like that is
No, but they deserve like a little
win
shout
for
out
the Colts, man. That's a win for the Colts.
I love it. I love that
I'm
Rivers
so
did that.
on board. Like
Me too.
I'm back on. I said the Colts were dead last week. I am so.
No, they're fighters, dude. Huge fighters.
Oh man.
No, I love it, and he played in a way like that he knew. I'm just here. Like he was handing it off to Taylor, throwing it to him for these short yard gains. Wasn't trying to make anything flashy. He was just playing. He was having a good time. That's what you love to see from these older gentlemen playing the sport. And I love seeing him back out there.
We're so screwed in the future. It's like the fact that just any of these guys can lace it up and just be
know.
I'm back. It's like, oh man, I can't wait for Tony Romo to come back, dude.
That would be. Could you imagine Dak gets injured and Tony Romo comes in for the end?
It's gonna be great.
I don't think he could, right? Because he has like a contract with Fox or something.
Hey, look.
Or CBS.
Yeah.
Let's always we can amend those. Amend those.
Shout out to him and Nance. Those are probably my favorite. Him, Nance, and I like KB and Tom Brady a lot.
Yeah. I'm really worried about Troy Aikman, man.
Yeah,
He's starting
Aikman
to
and
sound
Buck
a
are
little
not really
weird.
fun to listen to anymore.
I like them, but Aikman's had like some weird statements the last. Collinsworth is getting a little weird too.
Yeah, Collinsworth, Michaels. Michaels is kind of.
Dude, I love Al Michaels.
I love
man.
Al Michaels too. I just want him to be more enthusiastic. But again, like this dude's been doing this for so long, he probably has just seen it all.
Well, again, if you're listening right now, go look up what Collinsworth is under heat for right now. We won't talk about it here. It's pretty
I don't even know what he's
serious.
under heat for.
He compared a very big tragedy that happened for the Dallas Cowboys this year to Patrick Mahomes' injury.
Oh no! Did he
Yeah.
really?
He did on the air. So
Was Mike Tirico like?
Yeah, no, it's genuinely he's just like so like yeah, it's a little rough to listen to.
He was trying to say something, and he just like we understand what he's trying to say, but he did not say it the right way.
He didn't articulate it well.
He didn't do it well.
At all. So,
But
all
yeah,
that being said,
not a great call by our boy Collinsworth there.
no, man.
But,
so, and you know, he's good at what he does.
Yeah.
I do think I'm interested to see in about 5 years what the broadcast game kind of looks like.
You know what I want to say about Aikman?
Go for it.
That kind of made me upset with him is during the Chargers game, he just kept dogging on Hurts, bro. He was relentless.
I don't blame him.
He was like, he's seeing guys open and he's not getting them the ball. And it's just kind of been, I don't understand it. Like, he doesn't do this.
He hasn't done this before, and I don't know what's been going on.
I just was laughing last night because just out of nowhere, he just like, you know what I don't like about 8chan? I don't know if you heard that.
Did he say that? I didn't hear
He was
that.
just like, you know what I don't like about 8chan? When he came into the league, everyone just called him 8chan. And then he came out and said, no, my name's 8chan. And I'll tell you, 8chan sounds better. And I was like, what are you talking about? What are you actually saying right now?
I was watching the Manning cast, dude.
I was watching that. That's what I texted you. I was like, I think he's drunk, man. I genuinely, I have no clue what he's talking about right now. And I love Troy Aikman with all my heart.
Listen,
but what are you doing?
Aikman, man, I don't know.
I don't like him. I mean,
I don't listen, Aikman. I don't like you. No, I'm
I don't
joking.
like that
I like
you taught
you,
me
Aikman.
how to pronounce your name, man. I think your other name, I think it sounds better.
No, I like every commentator except Greg Olson. But
Greg Olson, he's a sweetie.
no, he's not. You know why I don't like Greg Olson? And this is, I'm going on a tangent, but we only have like, what, 2 topics left. So I'm going on a tangent here.
Greg Olson, when it was last year, Eagles Commanders, and Hurts got injured, Greg Olson was like, I can't believe the Commanders came back and won this game against the Eagles. And I'm just like, oh, maybe because our starting quarterback was out, Greg Olson. Maybe because he got injured in the first half. Do you think maybe that's why? And he's like, it's just such an outstanding game for Jaden Daniels, who, by the way, had 2 turnovers, and Kenny Pickett turned the ball over twice. So it's like, Greg Olson, I don't. And even during the Raiders game, I felt like Olson was kind of trying to nitpick a little bit on Hurts and stuff, even though he missed, 2 passes? So it's like, listen, I don't know what Olson's issue is with him, but back off of my quarterback.
You know, in like
He's the
5
only
years-
one. Even Tiki Barber, who was like talking about Saquon. Tiki Barber's a great commentator.
Oh yeah, I think
He
he's
was
really
awesome.
good. I think we need a Nickelodeon broadcast. Bring back Jason Witten. Put Booger McFarlane back in the booth.
We don't need a Disney one. I never want to see Monsters, Inc. again. Let's talk about James P. Sullivan, best NFL debut of all time.
I rookie of the year, lock it in.
4 interceptions, 1 touchdown, and like a bunch of field goals. Like that
No,
is
lock it in. I mean,
historic.
and Wazowski had a good game too, but yeah,
Wazowski was
Sullivan.
okay.
He had that long rush. He was really impressive.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I just think like Sully, I've never seen that.
No, like the precision it was beautiful. It was great.
Unreal. He locked
Unreal.
up Wazowski the whole game.
Yeah.
Locked him up.
No, yeah, 100%. Speaking of guys getting locked up, hate to put Shador, man.
No, don't segue.
There you go.
Oh, that's.
I think his watch battery ran out,
sad.
man. It's crazy.
Dude,
I don't know what time it is. I don't think he does either. It's a little crazy.
Shador, I have like a QB agenda that I kind of try to set every year.
You love
Hurts-
Shador.
Yeah, Hurts was on my QB agenda, obviously. And then I had Young. I have Mahomes because Mahomes is Mahomes. And then Shador was my number 4. And so far, I think am I 1 for 4 right now? 2 for 4 because Bryce Young's been playing good. But Mahomes and Shador have kind of let me down.
I mean, Mahomes was having a great year.
Mahomes was having a good year. It's just I guess the
cool.
Chiefs let me down. The Chiefs let me down.
Yeah.
But Shador, dude, I mean, and I feel for him because when you're a 5th round pick, you cannot have games like that. And he was getting locked up. And to be fair, some of those passes that he threw were really good. But then there were 2 that were just bad. That he had a lower passer rating than Hurts did. And Hurts arguably had a worse game. And it's just, he's the starter for the rest of the year, obviously, but it's stuff like that that makes me just, it's not good. You really, really don't. If you're a 5th round pick, and credit to the Bears, we know the Bears are a great defense. They lead the league in interceptions and takeaways. CJ Gardner-Johnson is probably the worst guy you want to play against as a rookie because he's going to let you hear it and he's going to talk smack after. I love that guy. But, I mean, bad game by Shador. I don't know how else to say it. He played terribly. He did not read the field well at all. Some boneheaded mistakes. He was trying to hit guys who clearly weren't open as well. And it's just, when you're a 5th round pick, you can't do stuff like that because they will be so fast to just be like, yeah, we gave you a shot. You messed it up. Lost to the worst team in the league, the Titans. And it doesn't make me lose faith in him because he's a rookie and it's his 3rd start. But it makes me just be like, man, that just stinks. Like, it doesn't feel good, Like, it feels bad.
I really like him.
Yeah.
I want him... He kind of... So I want him to be good. We'll get to JJ McCarthy in a little bit. My dad said something...
Not a great start for your section about Shedeur is saying that we'll get to JJ McCarthy.
But my dad said something about JJ McCarthy, and I was like, oh, that's actually brilliant. He was like, it kind of gives me Johnny Manziel vibes. I'm like, actually, yeah. But going back to Shedeur, like, I think he's better, like, than, that's where I was going with, like, Johnny Football, right? It's like, he has the heart there, right? He's gonna be...
He really wants to give it his all.
Yeah, and he wants to do it for Cleveland. Like, yeah. And that's kind of cool. What I will say is that a la Johnny Manziel, right? It's like he's exciting, but you're going to get your peak games and your valley games. Like, you're going to get your up and down roller coaster.
Yeah.
I think for a guy that says he should have been 1st round, or that everyone else says should have been 1st round, he's playing like his current draft capital.
Yeah.
He's playing like a Cleveland Brown, ultimately. And what I will say is that's okay. I would not be upset if he was the starter going into next year.
Yeah, me neither.
I think if you give him a year to give him a full offseason to really kind of get his feet wet, know the system, whatever coach he's going to come in with, whether that's Stefanski, which I don't think it is, or another coach that's like really going to believe in him. If they give him 1 year, I'm great with that. Like we talked about, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think he might go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Ultimately, this idea that he could be a franchise quarterback, I don't think that that's the case. And to me, rather, he feels like, you talked about him today, Gardner Minshew. Great energy, can win you some games, but if you're relying on him to start week in, week out, you're probably going to end with a losing record. Like, and he's going to give you some really, really great games. And that's not a bad career. Like,
no, it's not. It just stinks because, like, I don't know. I just wanted him to be so good, and I wanted, it's like a good story, He's drafted 5th round because no one has faith in him, and then he just comes back and ends up balling. Like, that would have been awesome. And it
is the curse of,
it's still
of the
possible.
Cleveland Browns, man.
Yeah.
It's the curse of the Cleveland Browns.
Like Baker had one good year there, and then they just gave up on him. Like, it is the curse of the Browns.
Well, if he can go be, I'll name another former Brown quarterback. If he can go be Colt McCoy, right?
Yeah.
Great college career.
But I don't want him to
goes
be that.
there. I know, but but Colt McCoy, was a quarterback till he was 39. He was with the Arizona Cardinals and the Commanders, and was really doing some stuff and leading teams to get close to a playoff berth. Like, that's where I think his career will end up.
Yeah.
But I've been wrong before, and I would love to be wrong on this one. I would love for him to come in next year and be the starter, go 11-5 or 11-6, right? Like,
yeah, I would say give him another year starting.
Title.
What do you have to lose genuinely from giving Shedeur Sanders another year? If it goes wrong, draft a quarterback.
For most of these coaches, their job. That's the thing.
That's
right.
Fair.
Because if he goes out there and he throws the game he had on Sunday, every game, you have another lost year, you're out.
Why did you do that? Yeah, that's fair. I mean, on the other end of that, Caleb played a pretty good game. Myles Garrett, I think, got to him, 3 times this game? Like, Myles Garrett, how about him? Or 1.5 times. He's been having an outstanding season. Sucks to see him on that team.
I know. It's going to be I hope he gets traded in the offseason. I hope it's not to you guys, but I hope he gets traded in the offseason.
It won't. We are not going to trade for him. There is no reason that we would.
He's a Texas guy, man.
He might go to Houston. I feel like Houston would be a good landing spot for. I don't think Dallas is going to get him.
I just don't think Houston has the capital for him. Like, they already
Maybe Kansas
paid.
City.
Ooh,
Or honestly, I don't know, a realistic spot for Garrett. I don't even know where would one be, because I don't think Dallas. I think Philly is a possibility, but again, it just doesn't make sense with our current lineup.
It feels like, Washington would try to
Washington would try, yeah, or the Bucks.
Yeah.
I feel like the Bucks would be a really good spot for him. Vita
or like
Vea.
Seattle.
Seattle would be crazy. That would be devastating.
San Francisco, like a team like that.
But yeah,
so
that was. I mean, who do you have next week? Chicago or Green Bay?
I think I gotta go Chicago.
I gotta go Chicago, dude. It's gonna be. I think Chicago's gonna win in a convincing fashion.
I just think again, it's that morale that we talked about, right?
Yeah.
It's like I think that this week, it's one team is riding high and the other team is clawing to find anything good to talk about.
Yeah.
It's like again, momentum, right? Momentum. How do you feel? What are you doing for me lately? And what are you doing for me 2 weeks ago? What are you doing for me 3 weeks ago? Right? It's like that. That's the game. That's the game right there. Yeah. On a completely different note, we're talking about trading with Myles Garrett in the offseason. Well, I'm excited for the offseason. I think we actually have a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah, same.
Joe Burrow watch, man.
Dude, isn't that crazy?
Do you think, first of all, like yes or no? Quick answer. Do you think he gets traded in the offseason?
No.
Okay.
No.
If he were to, what team does he get traded to, and why is it the New York Jets?
You think it's the Jets?
Hear me out. They get all this draft capital.
Oh, terrible.
They trade for Burrow and Jamar Chase.
Oh, okay, never mind. That's actually pretty good.
Send over Garrett Wilson. Send over Breece Hall.
Yeah.
So give the Bengals some good capital. Maybe a Chase Brown back, right? Or something get some pieces. The Bengals give them a top multiple, 6 first-round picks, 5 first-round picks. Like
the Bengals give the Jets those picks?
No, Jets.
Oh,
give the Bengals. Yeah. Like 6 first-round picks, 5 first-round picks, whatever.
And then it just doesn't work out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But you get Chase and Burrow together.
Yeah.
You have some second-round picks to play with as well. You've gutted your first-round pick capital, but you sit there. You have your franchise quarterback. You have your stud wide receiver. You have a running back if you whether keep Breece Hall or get Chase Brown, right? And now all of a sudden you're starting to retool that team. I don't know. I feel like it might not work out for them, but it's better than what they have right now, and they have the capital for it. If not, I could see the 49ers trading Brock Purdy, and 2 first-round picks to the Bengals for Burrow. Essentially doing a Jared Goff Stafford deal.
I was gonna say something crazy. Actually, no, they can't do it anymore. But I would say if they didn't go for Micah, the Packers would be a really good landing spot for him. But now they won't because they have no picks to give. So the Niners do seem like a good one.
Yeah,
they'd probably have to give McCaffrey as well.
Seahawks if
Darnold doesn't work out.
If Darnold turns back into a pumpkin ever so often.
I hate Burrow
right?
in the NFC. That would stink.
If the Colts were able to
the Cowboys
round up more picks, it won't be the Cowboys.
Jerry Jones would not do that. There's no way.
In Dak at this point.
Yeah, and honestly, Jerry loves his highest paid in the league.
Jerry loves also growing his own players.
Yeah,
that's the big.
He's not going to trade for a quarterback. Never.
No.
But that would be. It's gonna be a really fun off season. I feel because also another thing about the off season that I want to talk about, AJ Brown. I don't think he's leaving Philly anymore. I thought that in the beginning, but there's no way that they're gonna cut him and have that much dead cap. They have him signed to 2029, and he's not gonna request a trade. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
Trade request doesn't get traded, cut.
You think?
Yep.
You really like genuinely?
Genuinely think.
Why do you think that?
But I do think it'll be like he doesn't show up to camp. Like it's not gonna be early in the offseason. It'll be like he gets the trade request out around free agency. There will be some restructuring of a deal attempt. He won't do it. He won't go to camp. He'll get cut.
You really
and
think
then he
that's
won't
gonna
sign.
happen?
He won't sign. Like he'll Deontay Johnson. it,
Nobody's
right?
gonna
He'll
pick him
bounce
up.
out. Yeah.
He's gonna ruin his career, you think?
Yeah.
I can't see that. I think they're gonna keep him. I just think he's staying another year. I don't think that AJ hates the organization. And now you see him, he's celebrating with Hurts. Like, we've seen this whole time, like Hurts, and even in Hard Knocks, like, he never had an issue with Jalen. So, maybe that makes it worse, though. Maybe it's like an internal issue. Who knows? I don't think AJ's getting cut. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's staying. I think, he's with his guy, he's with his quarterback, he's with his wide receivers.
I think it depends on how the year ends, ultimately. Like, that's...
I don't think so. I think he's staying. I don't think he's going anywhere. Being completely honest.
I won't make a bet on this one yet, because I'm already going to lose one of these.
Oh, I'll bet like $100 that he's not going anywhere. But anyway, time for our most anticipated topic. Our final one before our fun gone. And,
No, I'm here. I'm leaving.
He's gone.
Yeah, I'm leaving. I'm out of here. I'm not gonna wait. Do we have to do this?
Listen, I had to do this last week, and it was the most painful thing in my life. But it's finally time. Brayden, the Vikings destroyed the Dallas Cowboys. And it's time for me to finally ask you, are we ready to wave the white towel?
When I was a young boy. Yeah, we're done. Look.
When I was.
I was texting my friend, Bridget. Thanks for listening to the pod, Bridget. I was texting her, and I was, we're both Cowboys fans up here, and she was like, the Eagles can still collapse, and I was like, yeah.
So will you guys.
Well, I said even if the Eagles collapse, I genuinely now, like after that game, I don't have faith that they're gonna win out now all of a sudden.
Especially possible Quinning concussion.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing: the Cowboys are entertaining. The Cowboys were fun to watch. The issue is they just don't look like they belong in the playoffs right now. Like they look like a year away. They look like we need multiple key pieces on that defense. That offense looks pretty good, except, and this is where I'm going to get a little frustrated, except you're not running the ball. You're not running the ball at all. And then when you are, right, it's like, it actually was pretty successful, right? Lipke all of a sudden was looking good, of all guys. Now, Javonte Williams starts the game with an injury, but Malik Davis looked good.
He looked good. Lipke looked good.
But the issue is, it kind of almost felt Eagles-esque, where it's like, oh, hey, let's feed our guys. You know what?
Yeah.
We need to feed CD. We need to feed George Pickens. Pickens had a rough week last week, so let's feed him. Well, he had a rough week again this week. So it's one of those things, if I sit there and I go, the biggest issue was not even the lack of the running game. It wasn't even, I will say, the pass defense. It wasn't the missed field goals by Brandon Aubrey. But actually, it was the fact that we, contrary to everything we've said on this pod, we took the points. That's the issue. When your season's on the line and you're kicking field goals at 4th and 1 and 4th and 2 on the 20-yard line.
That was I genuinely thought Schottenheimer was going to go for it.
They kept doing that. They did that twice. Yeah. There were two situations
and every game
that
before they went for it. I don't know.
Yeah, there were two situations that they went for it on 4th and 1, or that they didn't go for it on 4th and 1. In a situation, your season ends tonight if you lose. Your season is done. It's over. It's gone. You cannot, you can win that division maybe, but you're not going to.
They're not.
Your season is over. I sit there and go, it felt like a Mike McCarthy coached game, which worries me for the future. I don't think that, it's an overreaction. I don't think that Shoddy is Mike McCarthy, but it scared me for the future because, oh my gosh, if we're going to be that conservative, when your season is on the line, when you're kicking the field goal, yeah, sure, because you got to get the ball back so you can go by 8.
Just a bad decision.
Get the touchdown.
Yeah,
like
I agree with you. That was just
get the touchdown for the sake that
you win your fantasy game.
Yeah, well that. But like also get the touchdown for the sake that you're down 10.
Mm-hmm.
What feels better to your team right now? You go for it. You get the touchdown. You say, "Hey, you know what? We fought to the very end. We just needed that field goal." Or you kick the field goal. Okay, well we're down by 8. Let's get that onside kick. Oh, we didn't get it.
Well, now it's like, okay, Dak, don't throw a game-ending pick.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what's going to happen there.
And when you have Brandon Aubrey, so here's the last little piece I'll have there, right? Because they were, down on like the 20, the 30-yard line when they kicked that field goal?
Yeah.
If you can get that touchdown there, and you have Brandon Aubrey, you kick the field goal there, you have to get the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. You get the touchdown there, let's say it adds another 15 seconds or whatever, but let's say you get that touchdown there. You go for 2, you get it, you're down by 3. If you get the onside kick, you can kick it from there essentially with Brandon Aubrey. Yeah, he missed 2 kicks. Ultimately, too conservative of a play call of a game. It felt like they weren't expecting the Vikings to actually play.
They played down to them.
Yeah. Which I believe you called or Josh called. Somebody called it last week.
I said the Vikings were going to win. I was like, yeah. I fully...
It was a trap game. You called it.
The reason why I thought the Vikings were going to win this was because, 1, they looked good last week against the Commanders. And 2, I just had no faith in your defense. None. And the Lions game showed me that I shouldn't. I do have a question for Cowboys fans. I want to know who you guys thought you were. Because we're talking about a 6-6 team going, no, they're pretty good. And I just need to know, at what point does delusion stop happening? Because from this is our year to a 6-6-1 team being like, no, dude, we're on the up and up. It feels like Cowboys fans genuinely can't get out of their own way. Because I don't think anybody was like, nah, this team is up there. Like they're a 6-6-1 team who, you know, when the lights shine the brightest, the star fails to light up every time. And, you know, I'm going to be a jerk right now to one guy. And it isn't Dak. It isn't CD. It isn't Javonte. Guess who it is?
George Pickens.
Yup. George Pickens, do you not want to get paid? Because I could see them not paying you and going with Flournoy and them being fine. They could do that and we don't have to eat this big contract. You know why? Because Pickens, you're not going to have another year like this. I'm going to tell you right now, you leave the Cowboys and you go to any other team, a quarterback like Dak will not be your quarterback. Where does he expect to go? Genuinely, I need to know where he expects to get some sort of targets here. He goes to Carolina, you're not getting anything. Falcons, you're getting nothing. He's not going to the Bucks. Where's he going to go? Genuinely, where's he going to go?
That's it.
Where do you think? Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Goes to Tennessee, you're screwed. The only place where you had a shot to make a name for yourself and be somebody that everyone thought you were was here. Because Dak is going to get you the ball. You know he spreads it around to everybody. You know he throws it. You know he's a dog in the regular season. What was that? Why is he so... It seems like for Pickens, when something goes wrong, that's it for him. He checks out. And I said this last week, and I know that I was told, like, you know, it's one game that he's done this. Well, now it's becoming a trend. And when it becomes a trend, when you don't even have a contract, you got to be like, bro, I want this money and I want to be a starter on this team. And he just, it feels like he doesn't want to. Like, it feels like now he's given up and he's like, oh, you know, I mean, do I really want to be on the Cowboys next year? Because, you know, I don't want this to be a trend. And it's like, Pickens, if you go to Tennessee, what do you think is going to happen? Like, I am so frustrated with him because this was an opportunity for him to be like, even like, and I know that we could be giving him maybe unwarranted crap because he didn't get targeted. He had 6 targets and only 3 catches. He got 50% of the balls thrown towards him. And then you see him on the sidelines and he's like, no, bro, get up and start going over to your teammates like, we got this. Don't worry, we got this. And I know maybe that's not the type of guy you are, but when you're in a contract, you don't see A.J. Brown doing that and you don't see CD doing that. You know why? Because they're locked down till 2029. They're paid. They're on this team. They're all pros, multiple all pros, both of them. Every year almost since being in the league. Why do you think that you have the right to not be like that?
So I will say that the body language on the Cowboys was awful the last quarter, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, even from CD, I love CD, but
no, CD does have body language
him.
issues sometimes, but also it's like I feel like CD's kind of earned the right to do that.
Sure, yeah. I mean, they kept cutting to him, and I was like, when they made it a 10-point game or 11-point game, and everyone was like, they literally just kept cutting, and he just looked like someone had just kicked his dog. He just looked depressed. And
my favorite, just like a tangent, my favorite CD moment was during the Cardinals game when Bland got cooked and he went,
yeah. So what I'll say to answer your question at the start of that, as a Cowboys fan, I went into the year, and so again, I'll silver line this. Didn't think that we would be even close to this position. It was looking like after trading Mike Parsons that this was going to be a dead year. This was a rebuilding year. Maybe I almost wish it kind of was, but I'm glad. I'm glad that we got the team that we have now, because there is a light at the end of this tunnel. It looks okay, you get a couple of pieces, you actually might be able to fix this.
They have a brighter future than the Commanders, and we would not have said that a year ago.
Yeah, and so where I sit with that, reason why Cowboys fans, in my opinion, got so excited, reason why I got so excited, is we watch the Eagles game, we watch the Chiefs game, right? You watch these games against teams that should be really good. And you even watch the beginning of the Lions game, right? Or you watch and you see this team that you're like, wait, okay, I see the vision. This team can do this. This team can win. And it's one of those, you said, when the lights shine the brightest, the star fades away. I actually think it's vice versa. I think it's when the lights shine the brightest, all of a sudden the Cowboys remember that they're a football team. It's more of whenever they're facing these teams that they should easily beat. The Cardinals, the Vikings, right? All of these teams that you're like, probably should have had that one. Which is why now, I'm changing my tune at the end of the season. It's we're looking at 3 games that, hypothetically, yeah, the Chargers should be tough, but Cowboys probably should win all 3. And they'll probably go 1-2.
Yeah, I think that the Giants will probably beat you guys, and I think the Chargers are probably going to beat you. I think you got the Commanders. Commanders are going to be terrible. But again, that doesn't matter because I just don't think there's a way the Eagles go 0-3.
Unless, if y'all lose this week. This week's
I don't even think that, though, because, we play the Commanders at home to end it. And it's okay, well...
Well, again, to what we've continued to say, and I'll continue to say this, Eagles need to win this week. That's it.
This is a must-win for them, and then I feel like,
because at this pressure point starts to compile, and you get in front of your home fans in that last week of the season.
Yeah, it's going to be boo, boo, and they don't play well with the boo birds.
No.
But it's also I agree, this is a must-win for the Eagles, and for the Cowboys, it's must-win till the end. But it's also for the Birds, what I'm starting to think is the second seed kind of out of reach. First seed is out of reach. Do you win the Commanders game and be you know what, we're not going to be the 4th seed, bench our guys till the end? Or do you be you know what, we play the Bills, we see how they do, and then we bench them in the Commanders game, the final one?
I think...
Because they're going to be the 3rd seed. It's not going to be 1st or 2nd. Maybe it could be 2nd if there's a really bad collapse of who is it, the Rams or the Bears. But again, like I don't think it.
If the division's locked up, you'll play, or you won't play your starters that last game. I think
I
you'll bench
agree.
everybody.
Maybe even the Bills game we don't though is what I'm thinking is like.
No, you'll play
You
your starters
think?
against Bills. That
would also be a mistake though. Two weeks.
You want to
of,
see how you compete against a winning team. Like
yeah. Once we
let
lock
that
up the
be
division though, I'm gonna be like, no game is a must win. We're kind of just like doing our thing.
Yeah, the 3 versus 4 doesn't really matter all that much, in my opinion.
We're probably gonna end 11-6.
All those wildcard teams are tough this year.
Dude, the NFC is a gauntlet.
Yeah.
A gauntlet.
Insane. Speaking of gauntlet, unless you have more to talk about the Cowboys, I think we've said our piece on it. Like,
yeah,
it is quite literally.
When you make JJ McCarthy look great, you're not ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, he is this year. He's Johnny Manziel, man.
Yeah.
He is gonna be.
He's 9.
Yeah. He's up and down. I still don't believe in him. I still don't.
I do think that he brings a really good vibe to that team, though. Like, I want to root for him.
I don't. To the other part of that, you're talking about Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
That'd be a great landing spot for him.
It would. Oh my God, with Jefferson.
They send JJ McCarthy and 3 first-round picks for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Joe Burrow and Jefferson would be great.
Yeah, and that's either that or you trade away Jefferson. You can't. I don't think the duo of JJ and JJ are gonna work out.
No, I don't think so either.
Feels,
Jefferson, to his credit, has been great.
Yeah, well, did you hear what they were talking about on the broadcast?
Well, I heard them being like Jefferson is
Jefferson should have caught a couple of those balls, but JJ McCarthy told them in an interview, and I'm like, dude, it makes so much sense, but oh my gosh. He told them in the pregame interview, he was like, yeah, whenever I throw to Jefferson, I just get a little nervous because he's so good. And I'm like, oh.
What a bad thing to tell the...
That makes so much sense now, though.
Well, yeah, because he always overthrows him.
He always overthrows him. He gets in his own head when he's throwing to Jefferson, man.
And that makes sense for a guy who's basically a rookie, I guess, because it's
He's 21.
Yeah, he's young. This dude has a lot ahead of him, and I think it's a mistake.
You send them the Bengals, you send them 3 first-round picks.
Don't give up on McCarthy. Give him one more year. He's got Aaron Jones as his running back.
You're gonna lose Jefferson if you do that.
I don't think so. Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb on the same team. That would not be good.
We'll trade them George Pickens and a first-round pick. We have plenty to play with.
George Pickens punches JJ McCarthy in the face by week 2.
I would love it. I'd pay to see it. Oh, speaking of dirty plays, we are we're technically sponsored now.
Sponsored by Dirty Water.
Dirty Water hard seltzer. It's nice, light, crushable, 90 calories, no carbs, no sugars. If you're in New York, really feel free to go give it a run. It's healthier than a Caesar salad, and you look a lot cooler drinking a Dirty Water than you do eating a salad. It is. So
if you want a nice buzz where it doesn't fill your stomach,
yeah,
this is the thing.
I can drink 3, 4, 82 and not get hungover the next day because there's nothing artificial in them too. So no, it's really nice. So yeah, it's a New York-based hard seltzer. Give it a go. Crush responsibly. But I'll tell you, so we're sponsored there. So we're gonna talk about a dirty dog of the week, man. A dirty dog of the week.
Dirty dog.
Look, I had some honorable mentions here. You had Kyle Pitts, who had a phenomenal game. Trevor Lawrence, who was just insane. Dog. But I'll say the dirtiest dog of the week, man. Give it to Amon-Ra St.
Yes,
Brown.
Sir.
Yeah, you had him.
Yes,
it's a loss against the Rams, which sucks, but against possibly one of the best defenses in the league. 13 for 18, right? 13 catches on 18 targets, 164 yards, 2 touchdowns, and that's with sharing the spotlight to Jameson Williams, who had himself a game as well. Yeah. He was nasty this week, dude. It opens up the question that I have for you. Who is right now the number 1 wide receiver in the league? Who would you say? If you had to, going down the stretch, you're like, all right, we're going into the playoffs. Do you choose Jefferson, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra, right? It's like, who are you? Or JSN.
AJ Brown.
Yeah, so realistic. Who are you choosing as like the number one wide receiver in the league?
It's probably Amon-Ra, man. I mean, he just always performs every single year.
Well, and I would have, like, if you asked me like 2 weeks ago, I'd probably say JSN. But like,
Yeah,
he's
same,
had
but-
2 fine weeks.
Well, I mean, with Amon-Ra, the thing is, like, this guy just, all he does is put up outstanding numbers, and he's not a diva. He will run block the whole game and be like, yeah, we won. It was great.
He gets really excited to block.
Yeah. And I'm just like, that's a dream wide receiver. He has to be number one right now in the league. Like, I can't think of anyone else. JSN is great. He'll be there.
Oh, yeah.
But, and Puka Nacua, I feel like we also got to talk about. Like, he will be
yeah,
there one day.
Puka's a dog, too. No,
But
I'm honored that
Amon-Ra
our-
right
our
now is number
first-
one.
Yeah, I'm honored that our inaugural dirty dog is Amon-Ra, man. 'Cause he
Yes,
is a beast.
Amon-Ra,
He is
Dirty Dog of the Week. Congratulations.
Dirty dog of the week. There you
Claim
go.
your prize. You
Come
get
redeem-
one free can of Dirty.
Yep, come redeem your prize. Send me a DM. I'll send you an entire. You know what? I'll send you a case.
Nice.
I'll send you a case,
Nice case of
24
food.
dirty waters to you, Amon-Ra, if you redeem it by the end of the week. Fantastic, dude. Do you wanna?
Speaking of water,
Yeah, how you been? Some dirty water. You been in the Hudson recently?
I have been in the Hudson. I actually took a sail in the Hudson
Really?
recently
On
And,
like a boat?
on a flotilla.
What's a flotilla? I've never heard of that.
Well, a flotilla, my friend, is a fluctuating float in which quarterbacks all reside on. And my dirty dog of the week is going to be on the top
Oh no.
of the fluctuating flotilla, a captain, who I'm going to name Captain Dirty Dog, who
Captain
we're going to
Dirty
see.
Dog.
So, allow me to bring up my fluctuating flotilla. And this is the part where I cut it out until
I'm scared.
Nah, don't worry. This is my best one. This is my best work. You're going to be like, oh my goodness, wait, this is your best one.
Oh my goodness, this is your worst one.
You're going to hate it, dude.
Yeah, I can already tell. I feel Dak Prescott dropping another level.
Oh, more than that.
Gosh darn.
Here we are. The fluctuating flotilla, man. Something that we've been waiting for so long. Are we ready to see who's temporarily on land?
I don't have a life raft. I'm a little nervous.
Nobody's on land.
Whoa!
Which
Wow,
only means
okay.
one thing. We've got 2 guys on plank watch.
Whoa.
Burrow and Shador.
Whoa.
And the reason why I say Burrow is because it kind of seems like he's given up on himself. And
Dang. This is crazy.
if you're giving up on yourself, I got to get rid of you. And Shador, I know you can prove me wrong and get back on this boat. I know you can. Burrow, I know you can too. But you guys got to do it.
Did
Speaking of
Tua
walking
already
the plank,
walk? Yeah.
This is all for this week.
Wow.
For injuries, 3 of them. That's not because they're bad. That's because they are injured. Kenny Pickett is because he's bad. But the others are injured. And, they're not going to be climbing up, unfortunately. So it's crazy to kind of see that Mahomes won't be on this anymore. But our boiler room this week, Jackson Dart, Gardner Minshew, Marcus Mariota, Jacoby Brissett, Kirk Cousins, and Phil Rivers.
No,
Phil Rivers making his debut on the flotilla. I cannot believe that face is there.
Yeah, what's the average age of that boiler room? That's kind of insane.
Yeah, it actually is. What the heck? That's crazy. All the unks. All the unks are down
and
there.
Jackson Dart.
And Jackson Dart. Yeah, Jackson Dart and the unks. And that's less that it's like his fault. I still think that Jackson Dart, despite everything, has been playing pretty good. So, moving on. We got our passengers here. Rodgers moves up. Young, you're staying right there, dude. Brock Purdy moves up, and Baker Mayfield moves down. Baker, we've all been wrong about you this season, dude. It sucks. But, Bryce Young, come on, dude. Do not get swept by... I'm thinking of putting Tyler Shuck on there because I feel like he's low-key redeemed himself to be back in the boiler room. But we'll never see. Will he be the first to return? We don't know. Rodgers, great game. Playing some excellent football these past 2 weeks. I think that he's vintage. He's going to probably bring it back. We don't know. Brock Purdy, again, another great game. It seemed like all he needed was to get going, and now 2 wins against 2 bad teams with no picks. Good job, Brock. I'm proud of you.
Crewmates: Darnold, Dak, Goff, Lamar, Stroud, and Caleb. Darnold, no touchdowns against Phil Rivers. We've got an issue. Dak Prescott, no touchdowns against J.J. McCarthy. We got an issue. Jared Goff, I just kind of had to move you down because you lost in a blowout. I kind of count it as a blowout because I think there was a garbage time touchdown.
He had a good game.
He did have a good game. Maybe that one's a little tough. Lamar moves up, had a good game, a clean game. And Stroud moves up, another good and clean game. And Caleb stays right where he is. He probably should move up, but I feel like the next area is kind of bloated already, so I kept him down because I don't think he's better than any of the guys above him. Above on first mates, we got Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, man. Lawrence moving up after the biggest passenger drought. Now he's up at first mates. And then we got Love and Bo Nix. Bo Nix is very close to being a captain. Very close. But, he's staying down. Hurts, clean game, good game, moving up. Herbert, again, he's staying where he is. He didn't play a great game, but he won. Trevor Lawrence moves up. Excellent game. Love moves down. And Nix moves up. So we got a lot of movement here. And then, as our captains, we got Allen, Stafford, and May. And our dirty captain of the week is Mr. Josh Allen himself. Wow. The comeback king, coming back down from 21-0. 21-0. Could you imagine a team blowing a 21-0 lead?
No, I couldn't. Have no clue if that's ever happened before.
Yeah, no, Allen played an outstanding game. He's our dirty QB of the week. And then we got Stafford still staying up there. And Drake May played good, so I can't really move him down. I didn't move Hurts down for blowing a 21-point lead. I can't move May down for blowing a 21-point lead.
I figured you were going to have Tua as a captain, man. I felt it.
Tua's been off the mountain, I think, or off the flotilla since,
week 2.
What? Yeah, he's been gone. That dude needs to get onto a new team.
Oh, wait, you know what? I don't hate it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate it. I think this is like an every other week thing for me. I think I don't mind this one.
This one's good. This one I like this one.
Which means I'm going to hate next week's.
Yeah, because you know that Hurts is going to have a good game against that terrible team.
Nope.
5 picks this time?
I just know when he has a bad game, you're going to keep him in the first mates.
No, if he has a bad game, he'll drop. He doesn't have the Super Bowl cushion anymore because he dropped out of captains.
Yeah, it's like him and... Well, yeah, I guess you got 3 Super Bowl champs in there right now.
Yeah, 3 of them are there.
Rip Pat Mahomes, man.
Yeah, Mahomes, dude. If he didn't get hurt, he probably would have dropped to first mates this week. Just because 3-game losing streak, you kind of gotta fall.
So when Phillip Rivers throws for 300 this week and 3 touchdowns, you move him up to captains?
He's going to the dirty captain of the week, dude.
Boiler to captain.
Boiler to captain. And I'll put a little dirty logo next to the next week one for our dirty dogs. But yeah, that's our flotilla.
I like it.
Perfect this week. Josh isn't going to like this, but he's probably going to drop another tier next week. So,
yep.
We'll see.
Put him back in the boiler room.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm going to do. He's done.
Cooked. All right, so speaking of Phillip Rivers, I'll let you get this.
Let me get these tiers going.
Speaking of Phillip Rivers, man, this week I was inspired, right? After Phillip Rivers came back.
Okay.
Phillip Rivers was a stud, dude. Like, granted, he wasn't like a rock star, but it got me thinking. You know, if some of these teams had to go and bring back one of their old quarterbacks, and when I say old, I don't mean like, a former quarterback. I mean like an old quarterback.
Ooh.
Would they be able to survive the season? And I'm not saying that, make the playoffs. I'm saying do better than they're doing right now.
Huh.
How would they do bringing back their quarterback? So I'll actually tell you the quarterback that I have in mind, too, when I go.
Yeah, let me go ahead and share this up. This is an interesting one.
Yeah. So I have a couple of tiers here. So we'll start with the best ones. They'd be even better, or they already have done this. So that's where you start with the Colts. The Colts have already done this with Phillip Rivers. I was hoping that if we got to here, it'd be Andrew Luck, but he's still he's out there.
He's done.
All right, so then you have Miami Dolphins. I thought of Ryan Fitzpatrick for this one, and honestly, I think they'd be better. They'd be better with Ryan Fitzpatrick right now. You know what?
Probably.
Bring him back. Bring him back. Minnesota Vikings. I thought of Brett Favre. I was like,
They would be better.
I think they'd be better with Brett Favre. I think he'd air that thing out. I think he can still do that. Interesting guy, but New Orleans Saints. We have Drew Brees. I think,
Absolutely.
yeah, right.
No question.
Yeah, he doesn't have feeling in his arm, but he would be able to dink and dunk it over and over and over. We'd have a new slant boy in Chris Olave. Then you have the New York Jets. I was really, really trying to figure out who I was going to talk about on this one. This one kind of hurt. And then I came back with the fact that any quarterback would be better than what they have right now.
Yeah.
So I didn't have one specifically, but I said, you know what, just any quarterback. And believe it or not, as good as Rodgers is doing, I think if you put Ben Roethlisberger out there, I think they're doing even slightly better than Aaron Rodgers right now.
Sure.
I think he'd be just as good, or if not better. Give me Ben Roethlisberger with the Steelers. So, moving over to the they'd survive. I think you have Matt Ryan with the Falcons. I think if he came back, he'd do probably about as well as Philip Rivers did, right?
Yeah.
It's like, he'd survive. I know he's still in the league, but we're going Joe Flacco with the Ravens. We're, going old. And granted, I said they'd survive. Like, they'd be fine.
Yeah.
They'd be okay. They'd be able to win some games. I don't think they're winning the Super Bowl, but they'd win some games. They're definitely not better, but like these are teams that are gonna be doing okay. Jay Cutler on the Bears, they'd survive. They'd be fine if he came back.
Cutler is, man.
Oh man, what a guy, right? It's like he's probably like in a swamp somewhere right now, just living his life. Then you have Tony Romo on the Cowboys, dude. Like, they'd survive.
They'd be cool.
Fine. I don't know if they'd be better than what they are right now, but he'd be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Another Brett Favre over here on the Green Bay Packers. Once again, they'd survive. Don't know if they'd be better. But they wouldn't be terrible. Yeah. Then you have over here on the Seahawks. So I was thinking about who I was going to choose, right? You have Russ. He's kind of older. He's really like kind of out there. Then I thought, you could go way back and you go like Matt Flynn. And oh my gosh, that'd be terrible. That'd be an awful idea. So what I went to is the ancient man himself, Matt Hasselbeck, for one game.
Oh, I love it.
Hasselbeck would survive, but only by the power of that defense.
I think so too.
Yep, only by the power of that defense. And then for the 49ers, I went with Alex Smith in my head. And he barely has a leg, but he'll have a leg enough to be able to like hand the ball off. Yeah. So they'd survive. They'd be fine. Going over to a small blip, but fine. For the Panthers, I have good old Cam Newton, dude. I think they might not be as good as like they are with Bryce Young. They might like have a rough game there, but he still has some in the tank. You have Andy Dalton with the Bengals. Again, small blip, but I don't think it can get much worse than it is right now.
No.
You have Matt Schaub with the Texans. I'm still under the belief that anybody can win with the Texans.
Yeah, their defense is...
He might throw like 3 picks in a game, and so that might be your blip, but like I think they'd be okay. Yeah. Bring back Philip Rivers over here with the Chargers as well. Once again, another thing where it's like they probably will lose that first game, but and he probably wouldn't do as well. But you know what? He'd turn it around. For the Rams, I went with Sam Bradford. Disgusting Sam Bradford in my head over here. But you bring him over, I think that team's good enough that it's like they have enough weapons, a little dink and dunk action, that good defense. They'd lose like the first 2 games, but he'd be able to win some close games with them. Like I can see like a 19-16 win against like the 49ers or something.
I disagree.
Then you have Eli Manning with the Giants. Would throw like 4 picks in his first game, but he'd come back and be fine. Yeah. With the Eagles, you have good old McNabb, man. Donovan McNabb.
McNabb would be great.
Yeah, right. Bring him back, and he comes back, and like he would, he'd probably win you like 2 games with that team, maybe.
One tackle and he's out.
Yeah, he'd be wrecked. And then the Raiders, I thought long and hard. Derek Carr, we'll go back to him.
They would probably be better.
Small blip. I don't know if he can throw the football anymore.
Yeah.
But they'd be fine. Like, they'd be about as what they are right now. And with the Commanders, I have Alex Smith again. Bringing him back again, it'd be fine. It'd be okay. All right, so let's move on to hell. Hell, this would be terrible. Don't do this. This is an awful idea. With the Buffalo Bills, I decided to go to Mitch Trubisky. I know he's still in the league and kicking. Or not Mitch Trubisky, sorry. Well, yeah, I guess he was with them.
Their backup, is he?
Yeah, he was their backup. Not Mitch Trubisky. Sorry,
Is he
I
not
had this
anymore?
written down. I went to it was good old Tyrod Taylor is what I had actually in my head. Which I know he's still in the league. He was with the Jets and he's fine. With that Bills team that is struggling, like their wide receivers struggle. I feel for him, and he might end with a punctured lung again.
Yeah.
Then you go over here to the Cleveland Browns, which I just think live in this perpetual hell anyways. But we'll throw a guy who's still currently on their team if you throw Deshaun Watson out there. It's gonna be terrible. But if you just take any of their former quarterbacks and throw them out there, it's gonna be hell.
Even Baker, I feel, would ruin them.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good. You have the Denver Broncos. I think if you throw Peyton Manning out there, it'd be hell on all of us because we'd see him get absolutely destroyed, and I would hate that. And he's a statue now, and those receivers aren't that good to prop him up.
No.
That defense is good, but oh my gosh, I would hate to see him hit. Then you have the Detroit Lions, and we'll go to the man, the myth, the legend. Do you know who I'm going to say right here? Do you know who I'm going to say?
I don't think so. Who are you going to say?
He ran through the back of the end zone for his safety.
Oh my God, Orlovsky?
Yeah. Good old Dan. Orlovsky. Bringing back Dan Orlovsky.
Great
for this
analyst
one.
and great commentator.
Great analyst, fun guy. I think that team crumbles. It would just be fun. But it would be hell. Then you have for the Jaguars, you have Blake Bortles. Man, I don't even think Liam Cohen can fix Bortles. Bortles is great for the good place. Good old Jason, but he's bringing that team to hell. Then you have for the Patriots, look, and the Buccaneers.
You're not gonna
Tom Brady.
What?
I think he's done. I don't know if that's a hot take. I think he's done. I think both of those teams, if he came back, I don't know if he can throw more than 30 yards on a consistent level. Yeah, he's also such a good analyst. I don't want to see it. I want him to stay in the booth.
Okay.
But yeah, there we go. I'm keeping the Bucks and the Patriots over in hell there. And finally, they would shut down the league for abuse on old people. You have the Arizona Cardinals with Kurt Warner.
Yep.
I would hate that.
That
also,
would suck. I would hate that too.
You throw Carson Palmer in there
He's
too.
the nicest guy, and you just see him get pummeled.
Oh, it would be terrible. Then you have the Kansas City Chiefs with, once again, I'm going to say Alex Smith. You could go Matt Castle here. Either way.
Or Nick Foles.
Yeah, so either way, it'd be terrible. But I think that these guys, this team would not be able to survive. And finally, with the Tennessee Titans, you're going to have any quarterback is the answer that I kind of had here. But also good old Jake Locker. If you remember him, he comes to Talea, the bar that I work at. Every
Really?
Sweet guy.
Shout out Jake Locker, man.
Yeah, shout out Jake Locker, man. But I do think if he goes back with the Titans, they would shut down the league for cruel and unusual punishment on both Jake Locker and us for watching.
That's fair.
Here's the thing. Here are the teams that I think could bring back some old guys and be doable. I really don't wish this on those lower half teams, but you know what? It'd be kind of fun if the Saints brought back an old guy, right? It doesn't have to be Drew Brees. It'd be kind of fun. Dolphins, bring in an old guy, man. Vikings, bring it in. Like, you know what? Let's bring the Geezer Bowl back, man. Let's
That
have an
would be
NFL
cool.
Senior Bowl.
Well, the
Let's
way
have
that
an
these
NFL
guys-
Senior Bowl,
we
but
see
it's
the
all
old
like
guys
45
play.
and up.
Yeah, I mean, you see the old guys play, and they throw a good ball, and they're pocket passers. Like, it's great.
Yeah, I
The
think
league just
quarterback's
doesn't-
the only position this works with, though.
Yeah, if you do a running back, you bring back, like, any of the old guys, it's over.
Oh, man. Hey, I feel like Emmitt Smith still can.
Oh, my gosh. I would pay to see, honestly, like, an old running back come in.
I do like that. Was it the NFL commercial? I can't remember what commercial it was last year, but it was like
It's like with Randy
Jerry
Moss.
Rice,
Yeah.
Emmitt Smith, like all these guys coming back and just getting hit once, and it's like, no, I'm done. I'm
Yeah,
out.
no, I mean, I would love to see Randy Moss maybe suits up for a game.
Hey, I'd
See
love
how
it.
He does, but he gets
I'd love
tackled
it.
once. Yeah, it's like, nah. Nope.
I don't. You know, if I could do this tier list again, I think I'd probably move the Patriots and Bucks up.
Yeah.
You know,
It would be fun to see Brady come back.
it would be fun. I just with how they're doing right now, like the Buccaneers just feel like they're kind of done on the season, and versus like the Patriots are the exact opposite. I feel like
Yeah.
they have such a good thing with Drake May that it would just be in comparison.
Yeah. No, that's
So-
fair. That's a good list, man. I appreciate.
Oh,
And
yeah.
McNabb would be fun to see, maybe just for like one game. Who knows?
Bring him in.
Or Foles, even. I would love to see Foles just one game.
Yeah, talk
Great.
about a dirty dog, man. What a
Talk
guy.
about a dirty dog, Nick Foles.
What a guy.
Anyway, thank you so much for watching this episode. Josh avoided his hazing that he would have gotten. He'll get it next week because the Packers are probably going to lose next week, right, Brayden?
Yep, wound up. We're gonna take him down.
100%. So we'll just give him hell then. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time, and next time it'll be holiday special.
Oh yeah.
And yeah,
I'm getting Freddy a Christmas gift.
I'm gonna get Brayden one too. He's gonna
Yep.
love it.
Yep.
He'll be shouting "Go Birds" at the screen.
Yeah, so maybe not that. Maybe not that. I'm excited to gift you an Eagles loss this week. It's gonna be great.
Oh, that would stink, but it wouldn't matter because you guys are gonna lose anyway. So
We'll see.
we're gonna break the division curse. It's fine.
We'll see.
There's
We'll
no
see,
way
Barry.
you still have faith. There's no way there's a little part of you that has any faith.
That's the delusional cowboy, my friend.
Oh my gosh. Well, if you are also a delusional Cowboys fan, I wish you the best of luck and I wish you great future endeavors. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you next week, same time.